He's a monster.
Yeah, he's just a masterful. I look at him as a foreign. He's the same as Rupert Murdoch. Only he's more insidious how he infiltrates the media. Where Murdoch doesn't care; he just goes and buys newspapers and network. Whereas Soros basically infiltrates or sets up his own front organization. Soros runs the old Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty now that puts out all this propaganda that's aimed primarily at Russia, but at other countries as well, where he's up to no good.
Are you kidding? He's producing, his front groups are producing many films about me now. And I mean, I know this guy sends hit teams into countries too. It's kind of creepy, Wayne, but you don't think he'll come after us physically?
Well, I hope not. But look, the guy's a multi-billionaire, so he can do whatever his money can buy. But the good thing is there's a pushback against Soros. In the Republic of Georgia, there's now an anti-Soros political party. They called him out in Moldova. He tried to stage a revolution there called the Twitter Revolution. It failed. In Ukraine, they're after him. So I see that they're basically there's this reaction against Soros. And the more we expose them, the more the reaction will become, stronger against them. We're going
to come back and cram in a few final calls for you. But real quick, tell us about Air France that disappeared. Go ahead.
I was told by people from with links to 3 intelligence services, British, French, and American, that look at the passenger list. There were 2 individuals who were getting ready to unveil this year's survey on small arms in Geneva. They've been battling drug and weapons smugglers, the global smugglers, and they were on that flight. Very key people in the war against the proliferation against drugs and small arms, these cartels.
Well, I mean, they're talking about weird electronic interference already, and how would this super modern plane just disappear? Who was it they were trying to kill?
Well, the 2 individuals were Ronald Dreyer, a Swiss diplomat, and Pablo Dreyfus, who had worked with the Brazilian government to combat drug gangs and weapons and drug smuggling.
There was also a former Brazilian royal on board.
That's true, too. Well, he may have been collateral damage along with a couple other senior corporate executives.
Yeah. Interesting. Wayne Madsen, stay there, jamming a few final calls, the wild cards, on the other side. Stay with us. Transmission nearing completion. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small, nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. All right, final segment. I should have gone to your calls earlier. Lewis, Patty, Trina, Catherine, Steve, many others holding. We'll try to get to all of you. Quick questions from them. Lewis in Texas, you're on the air with our guest.
How you doing, Alex?
Good.
I know you're short on time. I'll call back some other day. But I just wanted to tell them about this book. I had said it before by Mary Kay Baxter, Divine Revelation of Hell. I don't know if you've read it. Chapter 18 talks about the total enslavement. It's a prophecy given to her in a vision. But anyway,
I'm not familiar with it, but send it to me. Thank you. I appreciate the call. I said we were taking calls for our guests, but I guess the callers aren't going to honor that. Patty in New York, you're on the air, Patty. Patty just dropped. Let's go to Trina in Colorado. Trina, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. I just wanted to give you a call. I have two subjects for you. I've been a follower of yours for about 5 years. I have all your CDs, all your DVDs, and everything. And I was just watching a thing about it was on Bill O'Reilly, and it was Ron Paul. He was on the show doing Freemason handshakes, and this YouTube thing was just showing a lot about.
All right, ma'am, I appreciate your call, and we're out of time. You can call me back tomorrow about that. You know, if you watch enough videos of me shaking hands, sometimes you'll see me grab somebody over the hand. Ron Paul is not a Mason, but in South Texas in politics, I think there's a photo of him speaking at a lodge. A lot of people rent those out. It's about his principles and the fruit he has borne in auditing the Fed. And most people who are Masons are not higher level and not involved in anything evil. But you notice why I don't take a lot of calls, because I got Wayne Madsen on about all these subjects, and I said calls for Wayne Madsen, and it's always all over the map. So I guess we'll have days where we just open the phones up to anything. But I guess I can't take calls with guests because my audience has gotten so conditioned to do whatever they want that they won't even ever talk to my guest. But I guess I'll ask Wayne Madsen about Ron Paul being a secret agent of the Masons. Any comments, Wayne?
Well, I mean, up in this town in D.C., you have to go to all kinds of groups to, first of all, fundraising, so you don't know where you're going to wind up and who you're talking to. So if anybody winds up in a Masonic hall or a Jehovah Witness place or whatever, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's really how they vote in Congress and not where they're conducting these fundraisers. That's actually all done by their campaign staffs anyway, so they have very little input into that. But it's where they're coming from in committee, in subcommittee, and how they vote.
You got to judge a tree. You got to judge a tree by its fruits, and Ron Paul's solid gold. Wayne, I look forward to talking to you soon. I'm going to call you, if it's okay, in about 10 minutes after the show to talk about some other stuff with you. Okay, bro?
Super. Okay.
WayneMadsenReport.com. Be sure and support him, folks. He does a lot of great work. Thank you, Wayne.